a panel discussion shortly after. At this point in time, I'll request Mr. Ravi P. Gupta, Head IT Group, Delhi Integrated Multimodal Transit System, to please come on stage and share his views.
Good morning, my friends, my respected panelists on the dais. Thank you, Government of Kerala and eNets for having me present as a speaker here. My name is Ravi Gupta, and I represent Delhi Integrated Multimodal Transit Systems Limited, in short, DIMTS. Our tagline is, we help people move. Mobility is paramount to us. And what we see is that on an average every day, each household spends 1 hour to 4 hours on the road. So whether you are commuting to office, whether you are coming back from office, you have to drop your kids to the school, you have to buy groceries. So traffic and movement is essential. And this is, I'm laying down the premise of my presentation. When we are going to be spending so much time on the roads, and this is where the concept, as mentioned by Mr. Mathur, that how can we build smart cities? So traffic, parking, ticketing, public transport, all of it becomes important. And therefore, certain questions arise. We can predict that a congestion is going to happen on a particular stretch of the road, a part of the city. And if I can predict that, can I in real time disseminate this information to the people who are going to approach this segment of the road? And hear me, I'm emphasizing it, repeating it again. Can I predict in advance where a congestion is going to happen, and can I transmit in real time to the passengers who are going to approach that section that a jam is going to happen on this, so avoid it. 3, can my traffic signaling system in real time be adjusted to divert traffic to other sections? Can I, as a commuter who's standing at a bus stop, know that my next bus that is going to come at my bus stop is going to be delayed, or what time is it going to come? The answer to all these questions is yes, it's possible. DIMTS has made a beginning. We have done a lot of work in answering some of these questions in the city of Delhi. We have implemented some of these solutions, and we are a work in progress, as Mr. Mathur said, on parking and ticketing as well in the city of Delhi. So with this premise, I open my presentation. DIMTS is a 50-50 joint venture with the government of Delhi and the IDFC Foundation, which is a not-for-profit. We offer end-to-end solutions in the areas of transport planning, design, project management, asset management, which could be the buses and the cluster buses, and more importantly, as the head for IT, I am looking forward to be talking in great detail in the box, the red lined box, on intelligent transport systems, the automatic location-based services, which is the AVL system, the payments, and we are very unique here. We read a lot about Uber trying to capture the transit space in India. Uber is doing this. At the end of my presentation, DIMTS also has something which BBC covered in their news on November 3rd and called us India's Uber for auto rickshaws. We also do mobile applications, and I'll tell you why are mobile applications important. We draw resources from the prestigious institutions, the IITs and the IIMs, the BIT, FMS, MDI, and we have people who are working from PwC, L&T, etc. Do you hear echo in my voice? Maybe do you hear echo in the audience? Are you able to hear me clearly? Okay, thank you. So this is what I just mentioned, end-to-end solutions, right from advisory. So we were advisors to the Mumbai Metropolitan Authority on the monorail project. We do a lot of turnkey engineering services. We do asset operations and management. And what is important is this, which is leveraging the information communication and telematics based solution that helps us achieve all of this. Very quick highlights. I'm building the premise, so bear with me. I'm not showcasing what DIMTS is all about. Very quick highlights. We did the city level comprehensive mobility planning for Dehradun, Bhopal, Rohtak, Tuticorin. We do intelligent signaling systems, so we are implementing a Wi-Fi signaling system, mind you, which has got no wires, so that when you dig up the roads, the signals continue to work. In the BRT of Surat, we are revamping the entire signaling system of Ahmedabad. We do have advised on the bus rapid transit for Naya Raipur, depot planning and bus operations management, the public transport I mean. Some of our clients that are mentioned here, essentially all in the government space, and we also have worked abroad in Addis Ababa and advising them on transport solutions. Now, I now switch and come on to the next part of my presentation. What are the drivers in the Indian context? Smart city, Mr. Mathur has explained, so I'll not take time here. But what Wikipedia says is something which is an amalgamation of social capital, human capital, and the modern information communications technology to help us improve our quality of life. Coming back to India. The National Urban Transport Policy was first formulated in 2006. And if I were to again draw your attention on the last part where I've done a trick, it is to promote intelligent traffic systems for a cleaner and efficient city operation and build capacity for sustainable urban transport. The entire premise of my presentation is going to be on transit space and smart cities. This is a question, and there's so many of you on the panel here, so many of you in the audience here from the government sector. Where should the investments go? So we have a Digital India announcement. We have to build 100 smart cities. Lots of investments have been lined up, but where should investments go? Should they be going in designing more and more monorails or mass transit or metro rails as we see coming up, or we got to build transport infrastructure? But nobody seems to be talking about IT infrastructure. And I'm not saying IT infrastructure on its own can achieve, but IT infrastructure is important because if you have an intelligent IT infrastructure, you can, and somehow my presentation seems to hang, let's see, yes, you can enable efficiency in urban transport. And this is where I'll say the intelligence comes in. An intelligence transport blueprint for a city should help the state transport corporation in smart transport planning. So you get to know what times are your buses leaving the sheds, are your drivers carrying the required number of passengers, are they stopping at the designated stops. So efficiency. You bring in intelligent decision support, and you also bring in smart congestion management, because once you have location based services on your public transport, you get to know the prediction of queuing up of traffic on a particular stretch of the road. Then you transfer all of this information to the passenger. Now you may be wondering, what this traditional method was, you have the passenger information display boards and which have a scroller there which says this bus is arriving in 5 minutes or 20 minutes, I'll take you one level ahead, and which I'll explain in my presentation. It's the power of mobile applications. Today, I should be able to transmit that information in real time on mobile applications to the consumer without any incremental cost to the exchequer. I can also help the passengers. They're making an impact now on the commuter. It's not running more buses, it's not building more flyovers. You got to help the consumer make a decision so he can also plan how he should be traveling. So if he needs information in real time to be traveling from X to Y, what are the options available to him? And similarly, you have efficient transport management. This slide is the key to my presentation. So once we will start from the bottom of the pyramid, once you have the design in place for which the vision is there, Digital India is there, investments are going to be lined up, the concept is there, the city administrators and all of the public decision making has been made, you have to invest in the discovery phase and have to do a lot of analytics. My friend on the panel here, Mr. Nayak, did mention about analytics. Without analytics, that intelligent transport map is not possible. You will have lots of data coming in at 10 seconds. We track 50,000 vehicles in the city of Delhi, 50,000. And each vehicle sends us data every 10 seconds, every 10 seconds. There is no point in sitting on this data unless I'm able to process it, and that's where analytics comes in, unless I'm able to process it and deliver it to the commuter, for which you need a robust IT infrastructure. And as I said, the cheapest way to communicate in real time today, where Vodafone also helps us through data connections on our phones, smartphones, is the mobile application. So this is how I envisage, or the company envisages, urban transit in smart cities. What has been our experience in transit? So we do a lot of, we call it the cluster bus management system, the intra-city bus services. We do GPS-based fleet management. We do electronic ticketing. We do passenger information systems. We do intelligent signaling, mobile applications, and traffic management and information control. The IT solutions today offered by DIMTS cover 4 key verticals, and which is automatic vehicle location, the location-based services, mobile apps. So we have 3 mobile apps. I will demonstrate to you how do they work. They are active on Google Play. You can download them as we talk. We also do automatic fare collection. In 1,265 buses, we issue electronic tickets. Now, Kerala has always been the pioneer in issuing automatic ticketing. But my question will be, what do you do after that? Do you run analytics there on automatic fare ticketing? Do you realize which are my trunk routes that give me more revenue? Should I optimize my route so that I ferry more passengers? Unless we do all that analytics on the data that comes simply in the form of ticketing, it's pointless. And then we also do identity management, so we do smart card-based driving license. I have Sir here, we were also doing Aadhaar cards. And the last, this one is where is the differentiator. We also have a payments product. We are managing on a daily basis collections of 80 lakh rupees every day that runs through our system. We have a smart card based smart fare, so you just have to tap it on the electronic ticketing machine in the bus, and if it is a prepaid card, your wallet gets reduced by that amount of ticket that you've purchased. And that is, no other company in India offers an integrated LBS, fare and a payments product. We've invested in this product on our own My entire front line are people from the IITs and IIMs, and we run a software development. This is all intellectual property that we've developed. A very quick snapshot. So these are the 50,000 odd vehicles that I'm talking about. We also do work for the last pillar that you see here on this slide, water tanker distribution management. So it's not location, how much the water tanker is filling up from the resources, and how much is it dispensing against the schedule. Is it actually going to the locality where it is supposed to deliver water, and how much water is being dispensed there. All of this information is available in real time on a screen to Delhi Jal Board officials. They run 500 odd tankers, all the entire technology and the pumping at the pump stations in their tankers has been developed by us, maintained by us as we speak. This is a capability and the back end, the robust IT infrastructure that I was talking about. So this is what is required. 50 gigabytes of feed comes to me every 6 hours. I need to have robust servers to take in place. More than 9 crore locations I am tracking every day. 50,000 vehicles at the frequency of 10 seconds. It also helps me in security of my citizens. Again, I'll tell you how. So this is what is the differentiator. We are not like any other service provider who puts a GPS in your bus or installs an ETM in your bus and says, okay, here the game begins. I am saying the game does not begin there. The game begins on how do you use that information and process it to make more meaningful decisions. So we do big data processing, we do social media analytics, what are consumers saying about it? I mean, we have a platform where passengers rather, write to us, oh, this driver and conductor did not stop at my bus stop, or he took a detour, or he deviated from his route. We do transit payment solutions, and we do text mining, and we pass on all this information through mobile apps. This is a state-of-the-art operations control center at Delhi. We have giant screens there. This is live. I would request any one of you, I'll drop my card. In case you are visiting Delhi, do drop me a call and I'll take you to this operations control center. You can visualize and see on your screen how your public transport is functioning in your city. And I'm talking about Delhi, which is 1.6 crores population. This is the intelligent signaling system in Delhi, first of its kind in India. There are 3 levels of intelligence. The traffic signaling, automatically the lighting the duration of red to green depends on the length of the queue of vehicles that has been formed. And this is a Scoot algorithm, which is an algorithm developed by a UK firm. We have optimized it internally to sort of give you this information. We're doing an intelligent traffic system project in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. And again, we are revamping their entire signaling system. We are doing a Wi-Fi signaling system in the city of Surat. As I mentioned, these signals, the traffic signal posts, are not linked through wires. So we all know that sometimes the roads have to be worked upon, they are dug up, your signals continue to work, and these are powered by solar panels. This is under implementation in Surat. I'll now switch tracks to say what is the analytics that I have always been talking about for the past 10 minutes. This is just a broad spectrum. The algorithms at the center are our intellectual property. We have developed them. We can tell you, and as Mr. Mathur was saying, we can tell you the estimated time of arrival. We can tell you where the congestion is going to happen in the city. We can tell you how your fleet of bus operations is doing. This circle that I've drawn here is the first of its kind in India. In the city buses that are running, I can predict whether you will get a seat or you will get to travel standing, whether the bus is crowded. And you can download it. This is an application called Next Bus Delhi. I will show it to you. on Android, and this is the first time in India, in the city buses. This is what I was saying on people who run public transport as to what can you do with all the fare information that is coming to you. So for example, you do a profiling that, okay, 65%, and this is a particular route I have taken, so 540 route number in Delhi, 65% people are purchasing a 5 rupee ticket, and only 6% people are purchasing a 15 rupee ticket, which means that if this bus is actually running on a long distance, there is no point in running this bus on a long distance. Maybe it's a social service, fine. But then people only are traveling shorter durations on this bus. That is why 5 rupees is only for, I think, 10 kilometers or 8 kilometers. Apart from that, the bus may be traveling empty. So it may be burning diesel and fuel, but it's not earning. So maybe there's a case in point that you may want to run shorter duration buses so that they can be captured. If I take you to this bottom graph, on the, I'm not sure if you can read it, on the x-axis you have the timings. So it starts from 5 a.m. till 10 a.m. And on the lines that you see here, these are all the various buses that are running from Tara apartment to XYZ. What we see here is that between 9:30 to 10:30, I generate the maximum amount of traffic here in terms of the revenue that I'm generating. So, is there an opportunity? One, these are decisions that public transport authorities can take. I can only provide the analytics. Do you want to run more buses? Or do you want to maximize revenues? Do you want to reduce the inconvenience which is being caused to your passengers by not allowing them to be traveling in crowded buses? We did all this analysis, and this was for the cluster bus which operates under a concession scheme. The earnings per kilometer over a 2-year period of time, we improved it from 20% by 20%, from 25 rupees per kilometer to 29.6 rupees per kilometer. And this is where I'm saying the power of analytics comes in. This is a space-time graph. Can anyone make out what is represented here? Bundled, jumbled lines, meaningless. This is put in front of my operator in the operations command center that I am shown you. And I'll tell you immediately what all insights can immediately accrue to you in this space-time graph. So, in the case in question is, this is a particular route number we picked up, 623 up. The date was 10 of November. On the y-axis, you have all the times. So, bus operation started at somewhere around 4:30 a.m. till going on up till Indian get around 11:30 p.m. somewhere here. On the y-axis, these are the bus stops. The bus stops that this bus 623 is traveling on. And now comes the intelligent insights. If you see, each horizontal line is actually a bus, and therefore I have plotted the entire operations of all the buses that run on this route on 623. You will notice patterns here. One is these blank lines rather, all throughout. Something was wrong at this particular bus stop, which is something Kasturba Marg or crossing is what's written here. If I remove this, you will see another pattern here. You'll see the lines are not moving in a constant slope, they are tilting up, which essentially means that at that point of time and at this bus, between these two bus stops, there was a congestion on the road. So the buses were traveling one after the other, they were close, they were queuing one after the other. That means they were impacting my frequency of carrying passengers. That means that there is a bottleneck on the road. It could be maybe there was a traffic diversion, or maybe the road has been dug up. I don't know. That is the second level of intelligence. And that's how we manage cluster bus operations. We don't have to call up the conductor, each conductor, but this is just a visual snapshot. My friend was talking about traffic and congestion. This is a live heat map. I will not take the name of the competitor here, or it's a big global giant that helps you in navigation. It's there on your smartphones. You can access it at the web link that's mentioned here. This predicts, the red lines here are the black lines that you see here, and I wish I could show you if I had live internet of the situation in Delhi. The black line that I see here, I've just drawn a circle, means that there is a jam there. 0 to 5 kilometers is the average speed on that segment of the road. Red lines is 5 kilometers to 12 kilometers is the average speed on that segment. There are yellow lines here which unfortunately are getting colored out, which means 12 to 25, and green lines show that the speed is more than 25 kilometers per hour. We have shared this with the fire department, with the police department. We gave them our links. You ask me, how am I doing it? And you can pinch and scroll, and if you see here, there is a button here which says live traffic. I've checked it up. So the moment you say live traffic, it gives you, and you can scroll the entire city of Delhi. How am I doing it? Simple. 50,000 vehicles, public transport vehicles, are sending me their locational updates every 10 seconds. No other software sends you GPS feed. So all the apps that you have on your smartphone for traffic prediction, they are hierarchical. They are based on past history and traffic patterns. This is real feed, real-time prediction. Yes. I come on to the last part of my presentation, which is the power of mobile apps. Pucho is one mobile app, NextBus Delhi is the another, and Telltale is on women's security. Pucho is a one-stop transit app. It was developed primarily for financial inclusion and digital inclusion, so as to speak, helps the commuter at any point of time to know where, if you open this app, you are here and you will see 4 or 5 vacant autos there on your screen, which means that these autos are available to ferry you to your next destination. You can, these are the screenshots, you can, if you touch one of those screens, you will get to see the registration number of the auto, and if you press call there, a call immediately gets connected to the auto driver, and you can negotiate whether he wants to take you to your next destination, yes or no. Sorry, it went back. It generates employment for the auto driver as well. This is all free of cost. It's available on Google Play, it's available on iOS also. The auto driver gets to sweat his asset more, financial inclusion, because now he doesn't have to search for the consumer. Consumer is happy because he knows where the auto is. Win-win for both. Then you also have a fare calculator here. So the commuter, if he wishes, if he's new to Delhi, you know, he presses, I want to go from X to Y, and he'll get to know the distance and the fare, approximate fare. This is an interesting thing. He also gets to know the same thing that I showed you on traffic jams, he gets to see on the mobile app. So this is all traffic jams that you see are lasting for more than 25 minutes in the city of Delhi. You scroll up, you see all those jams. This is a very interesting thing on the left screen. This is called as crowdsourcing. I have asked the citizens of Delhi, as and when they are commuting through the roads, that they also can tell me where there is a jam. So if you open it up and say that jam, slow, smooth, fast, this is updated by the citizen, and he updates it, comes to my server, gets spread all across. So occupancy was something which I was saying first thing in eIndia. This is how the NextBus Delhi app looks like. You get to see that the next bus is arriving in 2 minutes. This is the bus number. It's crowded. But if you wait for 6 minutes, the next bus that is coming, you will get to travel standing. This is the first time in India. You get to know the seat availability in the city buses. NextBus Delhi app, you can download it from, this was covered in the press. Hindustan Times. We have a Google Play rating of 4 out of 5, 1,239 reviews. Very quickly, parking, Mr. Mathur. I am developing the parking for the NDMC area in Delhi. You get to know whether you'll get to park beforehand. This is what is the press coverage in Pucho. It was launched by the LG in July 2014. I want to, before I end here, I want to play you a very small video which is on Pucho, covered on BBC on November 3. It highlights the importance of digital inclusion with financial inclusion.
Catching an auto rickshaw can be a pain for Indian commuters. If you can't find one where they're swarming, you're often forced to wait and hope for a chance encounter. Not great in the summer heat, the monsoon rain, or if you're just in a rush. But now in several cities across India, there's a new way to hail an auto, as they're called locally, and it's as simple as reaching for your phone. In Delhi, Pucho is an app developed by the city's transport department to smooth commuters' way to work and help rickshaw drivers potentially earn more money. It pinpoints nearby rickshaws and displays them for you on Google Maps. Then just click on the icon to connect straight to a free driver. Auto, tin sa. If your Hindi's as bad as mine, then you might just want to text them where you are. Well, drivers in Mumbai are more than happy to use the meter. Drivers elsewhere, like here in Delhi, are less keen. This application, however, helps you with haggling. It has a fare calculator, so you roughly know what you should be paying. This sort of transparency might not suit all drivers. However, the drivers I spoke to, those who had heard of Pucho, felt that it was good for business.
Someone is call me, I will go anywhere and pick up you and not look around in too much for alone in customer on the street.
We don't have to look for our passengers. Wherever we are, they contact us or call us on the phone.
Passengers do not haggle when giving us the money, and we earn comfortably.
Nobody has ever called me or complained. It is of no benefit to me.
This application, I think, is a better business for India and many people to like tip to rent rickshaw and taxi.
Very interesting.
Thank you. So I am running out of time. This is the IT management team. Very quickly, all of these people are involved. I'm incomplete if I don't acknowledge the team here. Most of us, I have joined DIMTS about 8 months ago. This is my first public-private partnership. I used to work with Dell earlier for the past 7 years. I'm an IT Kanpur, I'm Bangalore. My data scientists, Dr. Shailendra Singh is from IIT Delhi, PhD Comp Science. And as I was mentioning, this is all the team that has gone behind Pucho in the 3 months in projecting it to an international news like BBC News. Thank you so much, and thank you for listening to me. I overshot. Thank you.
Urban transport and the things that have already been done and which are ready for implementation elsewhere.